Precisa discordar do gringo por e-mail em inglês ou falar a sua opinião sem parecer rude ou desrespeitando o outro lado? Se o e-mail em inglês já é difícil, imagina com uma opinião torta ou uma discordância de valores, de ações, vai ficar ainda mais difícil. Então, vem comigo que nesse vídeo eu vou te dar algumas estratégias, algumas dicas, expressões prontas para que você use no próximo e-mail sem errar em inglês. Let's go? Para você que não me conhece, eu sou a Carol Buzon, sou mentora de inglês para negócios e especialista em ajudar executivos a falar inglês com mais confiança no trabalho. Na aula de hoje, nós vamos aprender como passar uma opinião, uma discordância de uma maneira delicada, sem parecer rude ou agressivo na sua fala. Muitas vezes em e-mails você precisa discordar, colocar a sua opinião, o seu ponto de vista e não necessariamente concordar com alguém. Mas cuidado, muitas vezes nós temos a tendência a parecer rude, a usar expressões muito básicas e do outro lado, o gringo nativo entende de uma maneira não muito delicada. Vamos lá para nossa aula? Let's go! Hello, hello! Welcome back to our course. In today's video, we are going to learn how to disagree in a polite way. When you write emails in English, you need to be extra careful. And imagine when in this email you needed to disagree, you needed to give your point of view and not necessarily a good one. So let's learn some strategies, some tips, expressions you can use in order not to be indelicate or in order not to sound aggressive in your speaking, in your writing in this way. Let's go. I'll share my screen with you and you can follow with your PDF file you can download in here. Let me share my screen. As you can see, we are on our lesson number 7 and we are going to disagree and give your opinions politely. My idea is to teach you how to disagree respectfully and state your opinions. We have some phrases for disagreement, and if I were you, I would take some notes on this. I see your point. However, blah, 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 from my perspective, blah, 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 I'd like to suggest an alternative. Acknowledging ideas before disagreeing. So all those sentences in here, they are for you to state your opinion, to maybe establish the ground where your opinion is from. Then you have some vocabulary for clarification. Disagree varies versus object. Object is more formal and often legal. Alternative and option. Alternative, one of two. Option, one of many. Okay, so those two vocabularies are interesting when you write emails or even to speak. We have an example. I understand your concerns, but I believe the current approach may lead to delays. I understand your concerns, but I believe blah, 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 blah. This is very nice when you want to disagree with someone on a polite way. And using the same line of thought, we have here 3 examples that will help you, will guide you how to disagree politely, how not to sound rude, and of course, how to help your writing. The first one, marketing. Subject, feedback on campaign timeline. Hi, Juliana. Thanks for sharing the proposed campaign schedule. I see your point regarding timing. However, from my perspective, launching in mid-July might be too close to the internal audit period. I'd like to suggest an alternative timeline starting August 1st to allow more preparation. Let's discuss this further in tomorrow's call. Best, Rodrigo Teles. Not so formal because it's just a feedback and the marketing campaign is the topic. So when he says, Hi, Juliana, thanks for sharing the proposed campaign. I see your point regarding timing. However, from my perspective, blah, 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 blah. I'd like to suggest an alternative timeline or alternative something, blah, 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 blah. Let's discuss this further in tomorrow's calls. For expressions, you can include informal and informal emails, and I'm sure all of them, they will help you a lot. Now we have another example here from the HR department. Policy on remote work requests. Here we have some deeper discussion. Dear Camila, I understand the new policy draft aims to increase the consistency, but I'd like to share a different view. In my opinion, requiring 2-week notice for remote work requests may create unnecessary barriers. Could we consider a 72-hour notice instead? Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Sincerely, Henrique Souza. Again, this is not a very formal email, but they are talking about some formal issues. So I understand, tanana, 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 but I'd like to share a different view. Look, this pair you can use in anything. I understand the new project remains on a delay, but I'd like to share a different view. Okay. In my opinion, requiring 2-week notice, blah, 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 could we consider tanana, tanana, instead? Could we consider instead can be a plus, a couple of expressions you can use in any kind of email. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. You can finish in all emails as well. Sincerely, Henrique Souza. And then the last one, we are talking about procurement and vendor selection suggestion. Dear team, while I recognize the cost advantage of supplier X, I have some concerns about their delivery history. I'd like to propose we also evaluate supplier Y, who has consistently met deadlines and offers competitive rates. Please let me know your thoughts before finalizing. Regards, Beatriz Moreira. Simple, direct, but not rude at all, and you have space for a discussion. Look, while I recognize blah, 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 I have some concerns about blah, 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 blah. I'd like to propose, and then please let me know. Okay, I'm sure this kind of email will help a lot when you need to establish something. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and every time you need to disagree somehow to have your opinion, you should see the difference. I hope you have enjoyed. Please let me know in here in the platform your view about. So we go to the last class from this series. See you there. Bye. Caso você ainda não esteja inscrito no canal, por favor, ative o sininho, se inscreva, assim você recebe um alerta sobre os próximos vídeos dessa série. Escrever e-mails em inglês. Vamos otimizar o tempo e escrever e-mails efetivos. Thanks for watching. See you at the next class. Bye!